Jim does have Tourette's, so please excuse any bad language or obscene gestures.
Another disclaimer before today's episode, guys. This is a very sensitive topic that we are going to do our utmost best to handle with respect and honesty. This video will not be for everybody. You can see clearly by the title and thumbnail what it entails and what we talk about. So if it's not for you, I suggest you click off now. And everyone else, I hope you fuck off. Enjoy the video. So,
Welcome back.
my name's Jim.
I'm Lou.
And 3 years ago now, we moved to a small holding alongside Lou's parents to try and live our dreams of becoming self-sufficient.
In today's episode, we are bringing you something a little bit different, a special episode which is outside of our normal vlogs. We have raised these pigs since spring. They have lived well, eaten well, but the process wasn't easy.
There's been ups and downs, and we've learned a lot of lessons along the way. We're going to share the lessons that we've learned at the end, as well as the price per kilo we paid on meat, and we're going to respectfully show you through dispatch day and what that was like. We do not show any gore, but there is images of butchery.
But before we get into that, grab a cuppa, hit the like, and we will show you what's coming up in today's episode. But because of that, it's extremely flavourful and really good quality meat.
Oh, it's the night before. It's late. I'm just out with the pigs.
He's giving you his thoughts. I'll give you mine.
The most important thing for them to do before we got loads of meat.
And it came to a grand total of...
All comes down to this, doesn't it?
So the main reason we decided to get pork was because we want to become self-sufficient. We'd done chickens last year and we thought pork was the easiest next step up in our ambitions to feed our family.
We also love pork. We eat loads of pork. we eat bacon most
we
days.
We do eat a lot of pork as well, and so it was
the kind of natural next step. We don't have the space for cows, and we were looking at the saddleback breed, weren't we, in particular?
Yes, we did do some research on the breed, and the saddlebacks are very docile, kind-natured.
They're
everything
hardy.
We wanted in a pig, and I'll definitely get the breed again next year.
Yeah, and also because we love pork so much, their meat in particular, they've got a slightly higher fat content, but because of that, it's extremely flavourful and really good quality meat. So it seemed the right kind of breed. They ticked all the boxes for what we needed, and they thrive on like outdoor, free range kind of systems as well. So they seemed like the right choice at the time.
So, while you're all here and while you've clicked on the video is Slaughter Day, and how did it go from amateurs who have never done it before? What was it like from our perspective? Now, let's roll the footage of the day as a whole, because I think we documented it quite well, and then at the end we'll come back and we'll get our thoughts about how it went as a day.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the night before. It's late. I'm just out with the pigs. It's so strange. I'm going to sort their water out because they've knocked it out. But, yeah, I'm feeling tentative, guys. Obviously, this is the first time we've ever done anything like this. 10 o'clock in the morning, he's coming. Not going to feed them now until the morning. And then, it's... Somebody once said if you didn't care, you wouldn't be doing it right. And, very, very mixed emotions here tonight, this evening. It feels quite solemn for me. Obviously, the pigs don't they don't have a clue. Yes, you fucking bit. But for me, it feels quite solemn. And, last time really coming to do this for these guys. I know I'll be getting more next year, but, interesting mixed emotions, guys. Got to be honest. That was really incredibly hard. Not going to lie to you. I've just been there for the 2 dispatch. I thought it was important I was there as the Slaughterman did it. It was so peaceful, guys. That was something I wasn't expecting. I was expecting it to be a lot more... I don't know what I was expecting, but I wasn't expecting it to be so peaceful. Instantly, for both of them, no suffering. Yeah, really... a really tough, difficult experience, but one that I'm glad I've all gone through. I've been too detached from my food for too long. You know what I mean? I needed to know about the sacrifice. And it was what we wanted to do. My heart's pounding. I was so anxious, but trust me when I say it was very peaceful. We done the first one. The second one, I then put food down for. He went and ate, didn't even notice the first one. He was done. They both didn't make any noise, any real drama. I was expecting squeals like when I done the ear, but because it's instant, there's none of that. They just drop. A bit of muscle twitching, but that's about it. So yeah, that's my honest take. I'll have to get Lou. She missed the first one because she was trying to get someone to look after the kids, but just got to go turn the hose on now. What an experience, guys. Heavy is the head that wears the crown, they say, isn't it? That's what they say.
So Jim's just giving you his thoughts. I'll give you mine. It was okay, actually. It's been a bit of an odd morning because on the one hand, there's the excitement of everything coming to fruition, all the hard work that mainly Jim's put in. It's it's all coming to a head, and the whole feeling of being self-sufficient. It's nice, but then you've got the sad side, the animals who arrived in spring and they've been a really big part of the smallholding. They fitted in well. They've really become a part of the family, so to speak. And with the meat birds going and now the pigs going, it's coming to that time of year where everything's going a little bit quiet. The season's coming to an end, but overall, it was probably the best it could have gone. It was very respectful, very quiet, very peaceful. Jim said even a little bit serene in a way. So yeah, whilst it's of course sad you're losing a life, it went as best as it could.
I just wanted to add to that as well. Beth ran across the film. I saw she was filming. I had another. They were so calm. The Slaughterman was so good with them. They were like getting rubs on their heads. They were coming over to be like, they were wanting to greet him. They wanted to be friendly with him. And so that made it really good. They were so calm. And that's really made it worth it for me because, at the slaughterhouse they would have got that little bit of anxiousness.
Yeah, well, you sense it in the air, I think, don't you?
So all in all, it went as best as it could go. I'm here with Dean from Filter Fork. He has been the Slaughterman today. He's done an absolutely fantastic job. I'll ask Dean some questions and so you can get his perspective. So Dean, first of all, I'd like to say thanks. I think you've done a really good job. I was really impressed with how calm and good you were with the animals, to be honest.
Yeah.
But so first of all, what do you think is the most important thing on a home slaughter day for you?
The most important thing is making sure that obviously I'm calm, the animal's calm, and the first shot drops that animal. You've got your secondary gun with you just in case there's a backup, but make the first shot count.
Yeah, what would you say is the most important thing for, say, a smallholder like myself who's thinking about doing this and getting a home kill? What would be the most important thing for them to do beforehand?
Probably do some research on killing and what happens to the body or the carcass at the time of killing. Because they will, once they get shot and stunned, they will kick out, they will thrash. But we're trained to check. There's no breathing. We check the eyes. A big, massive indicator is that the tongue is hanging out of the animal. Once you see that tongue hanging out, the eyes have rolled, and there is no breathing, you know that you're going to bleed. But they will move. They will thrash. And it can get dangerous.
Do you think you've noticed more people or starting to do this sort of thing and doing the home kill at home? Is it becoming more popular or?
It is becoming more popular. I think a lot of people now are looking at where their food comes from. They're trying to bring the miles down.
Yes.
Because obviously a lot of slaughterhouses have closed now across Britain. I think we're down to about 200 slaughterhouses that are still active and open. But most of them are the big ones. They're doing the big chain stuff for the supermarkets.
Yep.
And some of them, they're pushing... There's one off out from Llanrabother. They can do 6,000 lambs in the morning.
Blimey.
And then they can do 200 cattle in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But they don't do private kills for smallholders.
Right.
So you'd struggle to get your animal in and then have it back from big abattoirs. There are still a few small ones that are about, but people now are concentrating more on the home kill side of it because they want to keep the mileage down, and the transport stress that's caused on the animals is unbelievable.
Yeah, no, and that was one of the things I think today. I was so pleasantly surprised at how the pigs were just themselves.
Yeah.
They didn't know. They were just living the moment, none the wiser, nibbling on their food.
Yeah.
And then it's over before, I can see why it's growing, because that's, I want to do it again.
Yeah.
Because I feel like that was the dream.
Yes,
Get so I can...
These pigs have been raised here, they've been killed here, and they're going to be eaten here.
Yeah.
They haven't gone anywhere else.
No, that's it. I think that's a really important thing to note, actually. I just will say that anything you get home kill, it must be consumed by yourselves here on your property. You can't go selling this meat or giving it out. It's got to be consumed here. So now our next question is, how far do you travel? Where are you based? How far do you travel?
I'm based in Llanelli in South Wales, but we travel all over the UK. We go, and when I say all over, we will go anywhere. If somebody needs our services, we will go and give our services.
Great. And how do people find you?
The most important, the easiest way to find me is on Facebook, on social media. I'm not on TikTok because they don't appreciate what I do. Facebook are a lot more lenient on what I'm allowed to post. So there's a lot of educational videos on my Facebook, on my social media. And a lot of people will watch them and then kind of have an idea what to expect when I turn up.
Yep.
But they also kind of know what I need when I get there.
Yeah.
Because I go through everything with everybody first anyway.
Yeah.
But when people see the videos, they can see the setups that we've made because every farm is different.
Yeah. So, because before you came here, you give me the phone call. That's standard to everyone. So you kind of called me up, told me what to expect.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm nice.
Yeah, no, that is for everybody. As soon as somebody messages with questions, if the questions are easier to answer by phone call, or if there's going to be numerous questions, then 9 times out of 10, I'll pop the kettle on and then I'll phone you and we'll have a good chat then.
Great. And I will leave Dean's Facebook linked down below in the comments. So really appreciate it, Dean. Thank you very much. Cheers, bud.
Thank you.
It's the end of the day, on pig day, and to be honest, the evening matches the day. It's been a experience, but a nice one, as nice as it could have been. It's been very serene and it was very calm. That was one thing I was quite shocked about. It's just quite how calm it had been. But yeah, beautiful sunrise to end the day. A day that I'll never forget, that's for sure.
It was a heavy day, but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. And to be honest with you, I know I said it in there, but I wanted to reiterate how calm and peaceful it all was. Dean from Field to Fork was fantastic with the animals, and it really has made me very reflective and personally thankful for the sacrifice that the animals made. And I don't think that I could ever go back to eating shop bought meats. I really think it's put me off because it's just, you're just so detached from it.
You're so detached, and when you actually look into where it comes from, it's horrifying.
I just think it's the way that we really wanted to know for, like, where it come from, our meat, didn't we? We wanted to be more conscious about all our food. We wanted to be more conscious from the carrots, from the whole supply chain, really. And I think this has allowed us to do it, but there is a heavy sacrifice.
There is, and whilst you're not doing a nice thing, if you are going to do it, you want to do it the best way you can. And I think it couldn't have really gone any better, because the pigs kind of They didn't seem to even know it was happening. They were
The
so
second pig
focused
really
on their
didn't.
food.
Yeah, the second pig didn't.
And that
have
was
a
our
clue.
worry, was
That
the
wasn't-
second pig.
yeah.
I was like, the first one fine, but what happens if the second one kind of sees or knows what is happening? And he really just didn't seem to even notice, did he?
No.
And then I think they're so food focused, and because that's why you don't feed them in the morning, to make them more focused on their food, that they. And then if you're going to, in doing this sort of thing, then that's the best you can hope for, you know, is that they've gone before they even know what's happening.
And Dean had mentioned how there is obviously some twitching afterwards, which is a reality, but I think as we've done the chickens and it's same for them as well, it was a bit more, I was expecting that afterwards anyway, so I wasn't too shocked by that. But I think if you're thinking about doing this for the first time, definitely see if you can go over to Dean's Facebook and perhaps have a look so you know what you're getting into, because I feel like that would be the most shocking aspect of the thing. But it was very instant, and then it's like an after, the body still like twitches for a little while.
It's the natural
after.
muscle spasms and stuff, isn't it? And I think as well is if you're going to decide to do this sort of thing, it is a big thing to do, and you should never go into it sort of having not done any sort of research. You need to do your research and understand what you're getting into, because it's not a small thing to be doing, is it?
No,
it's a life at the end of the day.
Yeah. So the reality of keeping pigs is it's very wise to get a good relationship with the pigs and show them a lot of love. I found that made that they were totally okay with Dean when they met him, and totally okay with people. They were happy to interact with the people, which makes everything a lot easier. It makes it a lot safer on the one hand for you as well. Mud is an issue. And that then can make a friendly pig a problem, because in mud, a friendly pig just wants to come over to you, and they're much more likely to push you over. With my disabilities, and I can suffer seizures, this actually became quite a problem for us, and we had to get a neighbour towards the end to help out, because I could no longer go in the pig pen because it was just too dangerous, because the pigs were too friendly, which isn't a problem. Won't be a problem next year, because we have a solution for that. So if you're interested, make sure you're watching our vlogs to find out how we're going to solve that problem.
On our small holding, we did make a point of putting our pigs kind of at the far end corner away from the living space, because they do smell. They are smelly animals, and whilst everyone says all pigs are clean, they're an animal at the end of the day, and they're not as clean as we thought, were they?
When it gets really wet and rainy, it's very hard to clean out the poo in time. It's just sinking in, and it's smelling, and it's not particularly pleasant.
Yeah, so I always say, it's thinking, think about the positioning of them, because it's not awful, but it's not something you'd want right near the house, is it really? But
no. And another thing on that is feed. They go through a lot of feed, so for us having them down the field, that was a lot of work. We actually had to carry feed a long way, so maybe consider getting storage or thinking about where you will keep the feed rat proof while your pigs are here.
Pigs aren't easy to look after. They do take a fair amount of effort. They need to be fed and watered in the morning, especially because you tend to have them in the hotter seasons of the year. They need to be watered throughout the day. And
sometimes 3-4 trips down a day to fill up the water and give them water. So
another thing we need to look at is we haven't got the facility to have the drip water that constantly comes out. We have to top it up ourselves, so we're looking at
ways to get around that.
We're constantly sort of having to go back and forth to keep the water topped up. Of course, there are ways to have that just coming in consistently, which makes life easier, but again, they need to be fed in the evening, and generally sort of kept, the area kept as clean and tidy as it can. So they're not the most difficult animals, but they're also not easy. You can't miss a day, can you? It's like any animal. They're constantly every day. You can't miss a day. They do need to be looked after. And again, it's sunshine in the hot weather. With any animal, pigs can get sunburnt. So you do have to. We thought about their positioning, didn't we, to make sure they had a little bit of. They weren't just completely out in the sun all day long, because that can be harmful to them as well.
So now, how much meat did we get? And you're going to be absolutely shocked at the price per kilo we paid, because I was, and it was less than our chickens.
We weren't expecting that, were we?
No. We got loads of meat. We knew we were going to get a lot, but I think we have been a bit shocked.
Yeah,
at
there's
just
more than
quite
we
how
thought,
many-
isn't there?
How much we've got. We've got loads of fat. We were thinking that we might have to get a different type of pig that was a higher fat content to get
Yeah.
enough lard, because we would like to use lard instead of cooking oils. And we've got loads of fat, so that's great. Yeah, I'm actually quite shocked. What about you, Lou?
Yeah, definitely. Although I do think we maybe overfed them a little bit. That's why there was so much fat on them, because there was a
Yeah.
lot. So we don't need to feed them as much next time. We've
Probably,
probably given
yeah.
them a bit too much food. But I think even if we did that, we'd still probably have a good amount of fat to deal with, wouldn't we?
Yeah, yeah.
So,
So the amount of meat, we'll show you. We're going to make some of these into sausages, freeze some as whole joints, and cure and do bits and pieces. And we'll be doing that in our vlogs. So make sure you subscribe and follow along for that.
So on the screen now, you will see all of the calculations. And it came to a grand total of £4.20 per kilo.
£4.20 as well. Those that know, I can't believe it. That was meant to be. Yes!
But yeah, we got loads of meat. We filled up the freezers, and we've been really busy making all sorts, haven't we? Bacon, sausages.
And I think the exciting thing is that you get a lot of cuts that you wouldn't normally buy or that you wouldn't normally use. And if you enjoy cooking and trying new things, it kind of forces you to use things that we could end up using for a lifetime, because we would never have tried them before. And it's exciting. And when I think we both said we felt a real sense of achievement.
Pride.
I think because we like pork so much and we eat a lot of it, and we got a lot more than what we were kind of expecting, didn't we? They were big pigs, but
165 kilos of meat
It's,
and 20 kilos of lard. So
yeah, I think out of everything, more so even for me than the chickens, it feels like a real achievement, doesn't it?
No, I
And,
completely agree.
Yeah, certainly well worth doing. We'd do
Yeah.
it again, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
If not with more pigs next time.
Ladies first. Lou's getting the first try of it now.
That's really good.
Is that really good?
It's banging.
Yeah. All comes down to this, doesn't it? Oh, wow.
It's strong.
That is incredible.
Number one, always have spare ear tags. And if you want to know why that is, go and watch our previous vlog, episode 24, and you'll find out all about that.
Number 2 is to make sure the pigs always have somewhere dry.
While it's not essential and we have made do, it would have been better for the pigs and everyone involved if they had somewhere dry, like a barn or an animal shelter, they could go when it got really muddy. Because while the pigs were happy in the mud, it was probably not the best for their hooves and long-term welfare.
No.
We got by, and I'm not saying you can't get by without it, but I would say it's something that we've learned and that we will do going forward.
Yeah, definitely.
Try not to keep them in the same spot so you can rest the ground.
We're already thinking next year where we're going to build 2 new beds, that we will put the pigs out on the beds. One to work for us to help dig up all the old root veg and turn the land over, but also give them somewhere else to be.
Number 4, we touched upon this earlier, but make sure you have water. I really damaged my elbow earlier on in the season from carrying so much water down. We then got an aqua roll and that still wasn't good. So in the end we got a really long hose and we did manage to get water down there, but make sure that is sorted first, or otherwise you are going to be creating a lot more work for yourself.
They do tip the water over as well, so as much as you fill it, they will tip it over.
Yeah. And number 5, pigs are escape artists. Everyone who's had pigs will tell you this, and people told us it and we didn't believe them, and we thought we made the most pig-proof pen ever. But even if you do that, be prepared that they will escape. So again, that goes back to having a good relationship with them, so you can get a bag of treats or nuts out for them, and they'll follow you then back into the right pen. But they will escape, and we did have a few incidences of escape, didn't we?
Yeah, it's usually good. It's good to get them used to being handled, isn't it? Or
Yeah.
kind of moved on, because it makes your life a lot easier in the long run.
So I've been Jim. We are Fields and Flocks. We vlog our journey here on YouTube. We hope to see you
in the next one.